Good morning, everyone. Hi, it's Jen from Kids Eat Vegetables, and I'm coming to you live from my local grocery store. So I hope that this broadcast lasts as long as I want and the background noise isn't too bad. I'm trying to be in the back corner of the store. As you know, if you receive my newsletter, I will be going live later today to talk about breakfast. I try to go live every week on Tuesdays between 12 noon and 1 o'clock Central. If you would like to find out about those broadcasts and be notified of those broadcasts, please be sure to join to receive my weekly newsletter. It's called Veggie Bites by Kids Eat Vegetables, so I'd love to have you. Go to kidseatvegetables.com/tips. And you can sign up to receive that in your inbox each week, and you'll know the topics and you know the time that I'll be coming to you. But in preparation for my conversation later today about breakfast, I reached out and started asking some moms, like, okay, well, what is your standard breakfast? What does breakfast look like at your house? And besides cereal, the second thing that came up as the most popular was waffles, and waffles with peanut butter. So toaster waffles with peanut butter on top is a very popular breakfast on the go, and I would agree that that has potential to be a really fabulous breakfast, but it can also be an absolute sugar bomb. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. So I'm here at the grocery store, and I've been doing some research on waffles, toaster waffles, and not picking on any specific brands, but I kind of just went with the #1 brands in the country and kind of want to talk a little bit about good choices versus bad choices. And then later today, when I talk to you at noon, I will show you what our family eats for breakfast for waffles. So just to kind of go through, and for those of you who are new to my broadcast, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen Sills. I am the founder of Kids Eat Vegetables. I'm a certified health coach, a mom of 3, a wife, and like I said, the founder of Kids Eat Vegetables, where I help busy moms on their journey to raising healthy families. And breakfast is such an important topic, and it is such an important part of our day to get our little people off to school, to have the best day they can, and to be as successful as they can throughout the school day. So we're going to talk a little bit about waffles, and first I'll kind of go through the ingredients of these national brands, and then I want to talk through what I would look for if I was buying frozen waffles or toaster waffles, and go through that. So again, not picking on any brand specifically, but being Eggo My Lego is kind of the Lego My Eggo. I said that wrong. Lego My Eggo. Eggo is kind of the #1 brand in the country, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this option. So this is a Eggo home-styled waffle, frozen waffle. Throw it in the microwave, and just a little bit of reasons why I wouldn't necessarily pick the Eggo waffle. When I'm looking to buy anything like a waffle or cereal, the very first ingredient I would look for is that the first ingredient is whole grains. And because whole grains are better for us, and anything in a more whole form. These Eggo waffles, the first ingredient is enriched flour, which is highly processed. And basically what's going to happen is our kids are going to eat these, let's say 7:30 before the bus, and we're on their way out the door for the bus, and before 10 o'clock they're going to be crashing, right? Because of a highly processed enriched flour. Sorry. Highly processed enriched flours are going to just spike and then take us right back down. And I mean, there's a lot of research even right now saying that highly processed grains and highly processed flours are the cause of a lot of diseases in America these days, cause inflammation, and again, inflammation is the root of inflammation is the root of many diseases. So again, I wouldn't necessarily pick the Eggo waffle because the very first ingredient is a enriched flour, which is highly processed, and again, it's going to act like sugar in our bodies. So kids have these first thing in the morning. By 10 a.m. they're going to be crashing back down again, so not the best choice for something to get them through the school day. And one thing I want you to be kind of aware of when it comes to labeling and branding. So I just said that the first thing I look for is whole grains. Whole grains are so important, and we really want to eat whole grains, not refined grains. Well, marketing has its way. So if we look here on this one, this is Nutri-Grain whole wheat. Okay, so you look at this package and you're like, oh, it's whole wheat. This is so much better. Jen said to look for whole grains. This is whole wheat. I'm ready to go with my Eggos. Not so fast. If I look on the ingredients, which I always ask you to read the ingredient label, you'll see that the first ingredient, which there is the most of, is enriched flour. So again, highly processed flour. going to act like a sugar in our body, going to spike us up and then drop them back down. The whole wheat flour is not until the 7th ingredient. Sorry, they need Jesse and produce. The 7th ingredient, that's not exactly where we want it, right? We want it to be the first ingredient. So again, be careful of the labels, be careful of the marketing that are on the products, be sure to read the labels. Now mind you, if Eggos are on sale one week and you're like, hey, this is an option, every once in a while, have some Eggos, that's great. But as a regular staple for every day as the kids are heading out the door, not my first recommendation. Again, a lot of the moms, hi, if you're joining me live, please be sure to comment. I'd love to chat with you this morning. Let me know if you're eating a lot of Eggos. I don't want to ruin anyone's, morning strategy, because I know getting the kids out the door is it can be a challenge. Believe me, come to my house at 10 till 8 in the morning and I'm usually kind of losing my mind because it's tough to get everyone dressed and out of the house and with a healthy breakfast. But hopefully my broadcast today and later today, you'll get some new tips and you'll have a little more options in your arsenal. Again, a lot of the moms I talked to were serving waffles with peanut butter. Okay, peanut butter can be great, but again, not picking on any brands, but I kind of just went through the national favorites, and not my favorites. So both of these have the same ingredients, and you'll see they are made from peanuts and sugar. Peanuts and sugar, and then the third ingredient is or the fourth ingredient, I guess there's a molasses, and then there's fully hydrogenated vegetable oil, which means trans fat. Okay, trans fats. Trans fats are proven to cause heart disease. They increase your risk of heart attacks and stroke. There are no need for trans fats in our diets. Again, love me some Jif. Bring back the days of the PB&J from my childhood. Do I eat a Jif occasionally? Yes. But every morning for my kids for breakfast, not my first choice. So, and again, sugar is the second ingredient. So you're putting sugar on your highly refined, floured waffle. Again, the kids are just spiking up, and by the time they get before 10 a.m., they're crashing hard, and many of them aren't eating lunch until 11:30, 12 o'clock, right? So they're going to be hungry, and they're going to be crashing down, lack of energy, which just leads to struggles in the classroom. It's hard to focus, it's hard to pay attention, it's hard to stay on task when you are having these spikes in your sugar and your blood sugar. As far as peanut butter goes, my recommendation, I absolutely love this Smucker's Natural brand. Again, Smucker's is the same company that makes Jif, so you're staying brand loyal. But Smucker's, the only ingredient, peanuts, and there's a little bit of salt, less than 1% of salt. This is only peanuts. And again, if you have peanut allergies, there's so many other great options with almond butter and sun butter and nut butters. So a lot of great options out there for peanut butter toppings or seed toppings, whatever you're going to go with. But look at the ingredients and make sure there aren't added sugars and there aren't trans fats. Simple, single, 1 and 2 ingredients, good choice. So Smucker's Natural. Back to the waffles. So glad I'm not being too interrupted here with the other customers. Okay, so I went looking for what would be a good option for waffles. And again, if you're joining me live, please be sure to comment. I'd love to chat with you. A couple things that I found. Okay, so again, I said, first thing I'm looking for, whole grain. So here we go. This is Van's whole grain organic waffles. They're not really bad. Water, organic, whole wheat flour, all the ingredients are organic. So decent, not bad if you have to make a choice for a quick waffle in the morning. There are surprisingly more sugar, well, surprisingly and not surprisingly, right? There's more sugar in the Van's waffles than there are the Eggos. However, that has a lot to do with the flavor, right? So they put a little more sweetener in it or sugar flavoring in it to make it taste a little bit better. But these aren't bad for an option. But I'll tell you what my concern with these is you get six waffles. This is $2.69 at my grocery store. That's a little pricey. Like if you have multiple kids trying to get them out with 6 waffles in a pack, I don't know, this adds up very quickly. So decent option, whole grain, not too much sugar. I think all the ingredients are organic. We don't have any sweetener until the sugar is not until the 6th ingredient on here. So not a horrible choice, but price point kind of puts us out of the market for me because I don't want to spend that much on waffles. Some other ones that aren't too bad, and again, the increase in sugar. Here's Vans, they have a gluten-free version. And again, same thing. Now these do have less sugar. So this is a gluten-free version, but again, only 6 waffles at almost at $2.69 a package. That adds up quickly. And then finally, we have these kashis, which have, again, whole grain is the first ingredient, but now we're up to 4 grams of sugar on these. So again, an increase in sugar, and these were actually $2.99 for 8 waffles. So the price point's a bit higher. Again, so if you're in the market, if you're like, hey, I like the convenience, I love the frozen waffles, go ahead and pay a little bit more and look for the first ingredient to be whole grain, and top it with a good quality peanut butter or nut butter with limited ingredients. So those are my suggestions this morning, live from the grocery store, when it comes to purchasing waffles, frozen waffles or toaster waffles, to send your kids out the door. Again, it's not a bad combination, but just try to make it the best you can by looking for whole grains, simple ingredients, and try to help our kids to avoid the sugar highs and the spikes and the drops. Like I said, before 10 a.m. it's hard to focus. We all know how hard it is to focus. If you're on live, please be sure to comment. I'd love to chat with you. And if not, if you're catching this on the replay, awesome. I will be live later today at 12 noon Central, and I'll be talking about breakfast. I'll be talking about the kind of like what I don't meal plan for breakfast. I do meal plan for dinners, but I don't meal plan for breakfast. But I do have just kind of this basic rotation that I offer the kids that's all quick, easy, can be made ahead of time, mostly portable, and that gets us out of the door quickly, and we're properly fueled to have a great day and to be able to start our school day with the ability to focus, pay attention, and really do our best at school, which is the goal for my kids. You guys have a great morning, and like I said, catch me a little bit later at 12 noon Central, and I'll see you then. Bye.